Point Farms, Grosse Point, and Grosse Point Park. He left us suddenly in March and will definitely be missed in all of our communities. The state of Michigan and Arbor Day Foundation recently recognized his contributions as a forester by awarding the city of Grosse Point Farms the 2024 Tree City USA Growth Award, an honor that not only acknowledges Brian's work, but also highlights his enduring impact in our community. So if we can please have a moment of silence in Brian's memory. Thank you. Item 3, the reading and consideration of the minutes of the regular meeting held Monday, March 10. Are there any changes recommended? Seeing none, the minutes are approved as submitted. Item 4, consideration of a request from Flyleaf 92 Critchville Avenue for site plan approval of an outdoor dining platform. Who's here on behalf of Flyleaf? You can come on up and give us your name and address, please.
I'm Lana Martin, and my home address is correct?
Yeah.
30 Newberry Place.
All right, so tell us about the project.
Well, basically, it's been a while since I submitted the paperwork, but we are watching an outdoor platform. I think it's just one parking spot that we submitted for outdoor dining. Much like how Academy has, and this is a
Derek, just want to go straight to the picture of the platform. The drawing, I should say. So what's changed from what your tables were in the past?
So in the past, we had that sidewalk area and we had 6 shoe docks. And so we're just planning to move 3 of those 2 docks onto the platform to make a little bit more separation between the tables. Just to make it look, visually like, hey, we're a show that's open for dining. So.
And can you just describe for everybody what are you doing on the sidewalk, on the street, on the safety of the platform?
I'm sorry?
What are you doing in the street for the safety of the platform? I think it's in your description, but just for the people in the audience.
Oh, wow. Well, I know that we're going to have railings along the outside of the platform. And we already have planters on the sidewalk side that serve as barrier visually and physically. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, in terms of cars, backing in and parking
Yes.
on each side of the platform. And planters on each side for the cars for safety. Anything else you want to add before you take questions? Joe.
I understand Ed Russell is the one who's going to do the construction of this platform. And it's going to be in the same construction and material as Dirty Dog across the street.
I believe so. I know Lindsay wants black. I don't think theirs is black, but that's what they talked about. I know he's not building it until we get approval, so if we need to know anything specifically or something that's not allowed, just let me know.
All right, that's like a question.
Anybody else?
Mr. Mayor, she
Sarah?
had mentioned railings, but I don't think there are railings in the right now. And I know you don't have it in
So do you mean the stanchions?
Stanchion, you know how like
The airport stanchions?
I know Ed's providing them as part of the platform. But
Okay. And then railing, and then some sort of fencing around the, or the part that's in the parking spot.
Yes. And or plans for visual, going back into this thing. Like, much like they have, I'm not sure how much actual space we have, if the space we have is only the platform itself, or if there's room on the outside of the platform to put a planter over the plants if they think you'll have to see, and since he does them, so he just gonna defer to it, but if you have anything, any information now, I'll,
Any other questions from council?
All right, so in the write-up from some months ago, you've got everything from last year remains the same, with the exception of adding a platform in the street. We are not adding more tables and chairs. Instead, we are using the 6 sets of tables and chairs we already have, putting 3 sets on the patio and 3 sets on the temporary seasonal platform. That's the whole?
that is correct.
Okay, thank you.
However, I have to say that one of those tables are missing, so the 6th table may not be exactly the same as the other, and I didn't think that mattered, but just we're looking for it, and I'm not long to wait.
Anything else, ma'am?
No.
All right, anything else? Anybody from the public have any questions or comments? Seeing none, public comment is closed. What is the pleasure of council?
I have a motion, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Mr. Galuli.
Thank you very much, Ms. Harris. Good evening, thank you for coming. I move that the Ghost Point Farm City Council approve the final site plans submitted on January 22, 2005, 25 by Lindsay Cotton, owner of the Flyleaf Cafe Bar and Bookstore located at 92 Kirschville, for the construction and installation of a removable deck designed to enhance seasonal patio seating by expanding the sidewalk area and occupying 1 on-street parking place. The application references similar approvals for dining platforms granted to Lux, Dirty Dog, and the Brown Store. In making this motion and our decision, we review and rely upon in part Mr. Baca's memorandum dated March 10, 2025, the applicant's site plan review application dated January 22, 2025. Our city engineer McKenna's detailed review letter dated February 28, 2025. And the comments of Ms. Lonnie Martin, the applicant's representative at tonight's meeting. The approval of the site plan is subject to the following conditions: that the applicant ensure a minimum clear sidewalk width of 5 feet to maintain unobstructed pedestrian access. Second, the platform must maintain a minimum 2-foot separation from the Kirchville Avenue travel lane and an additional 2-foot buffer from adjacent parking places. These buffers enhance the safety by clearly separating the dining area and vehicular traffic. You must also incorporate wheel stops to distinguish the platform from active parking places. Additionally, you're required to install bollards or other vertical elements as approved by the city near the platform to improve visibility and protect patrons from vehicular traffic. Additional conditions are that the applicant provide details of the location of proposed planters or other appropriate barriers around the platform to the satisfaction of the City of Grosse Pointe Farms Public Safety Department. Next, given that no exterior lights were included within the application, if you wish to include exterior lights, types and locations should be called out and demonstrated to the city's satisfaction that the lights will not be hazardous to drivers. Finally, that any planters or retractable barriers that are included in the sidewalk portion of the outdoor dining area do not encroach on the cleared pedestrian zone identified in the drawings. You'll enter into an annual lease agreement with the City of Grosse Pointe Farms that details the duration of the seasonal setup, conditions for renewal, insurance requirements, layout specifications for the outdoor dining platform, and in closing, you will agree to compensate the City of Grosse Pointe Farms for revenue lost for eliminating 1 metered parking space, the amount of $240 per month. This proposed rate aligns with the City of Grosse Pointe Farms standard fees for similar outdoor dining arrangements. Mr. Mayor, I make this motion subject to final approval of the Department of Public Safety and our city attorney.
Sounds like a valid motion. Do I have support? All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. When do you guys expect to start?
Well, I'm gonna email Ed right after this. Can I ask a couple of questions based on what you had said? So in terms of like the 2-foot requirements that you talked about, is it somewhere that I can get that? Is it online? Can someone send it to me?
Yeah, we can, and I know we've worked with Mr. Russell in the past, with the other construction of the other platform, so I think he is aware of those standards, and, but we'll work in conjunction with them to make sure it's installed frankly.
Not unusual. All the stuff that's in here was in before and with other platforms.
Okay, and what about the process? Because you also said approval for any connectors or visuals. What's the process versus?
Just send it to me.
Just send it to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just as a side note, the plans that Ed submitted show the 2-foot buffer. So it's illustrated on the.
Okay, so it's not another submission for a meeting, but it's just sent.
No, you're approved. You're approved to go. All
Okay.
right, thank you. Appreciate it. All right, item number 5, consideration of a request to award the 2025 road program. Matthew.
Yes, so we went out to bid for this year's slate of roads that you're considering repaving. And we received 5 submissions for the 7 divisions. After evaluating the submissions, the initial, what appeared to be the low bidder, it turned out that they had unbalanced bid sheet. They did not have the proper number of crew days. Basically, how many days it's gonna take you, they said it would take them 35. Everybody else said 200, so that affected, which is more, 200 is way more realistic.
AI. They're using AI. Nobody else. Sees it.
So after eliminating that one, the low bidder was Proline Asphalt Paving, who is well known to HRC and has a good reputation and good reviews. They did some work in the city last year and that went well. So just quickly, these are the roads that we're proposing to do this year. Division 1 is Muir from McMillan to Percival, which is where they're replacing the water main right now. That was supposed to be done last year, but the water main got pushed off, so we delayed it. We're not going to do the road until after the water main is done. Fisher from the Boulevard to Lake Shore, so that will be split with the city of Grosse Pointe. Moran from the Boulevard to Lake Shore. Merriweather from Charlevoix to the Boulevard. Kirby from Kirchville to the Boulevard, right from City Hall here. And then Carmel Lane, Christine Drive, which, as you know, are basically the same street coming off the Lake Shore. And that's put these roads based on their current condition and experience. So when the bids came in, the low bidder did $2,498,525.55, which was significantly lower than projected bid, which was good to see. The HRC had about 3.1 million. So that number plus the 10% contingency for engineering would bring the total recommended amount from HRC to $2,988,243.11. So based on their analysis, recommending that the council that has the not to exceed amount was needed. Set recommendation.
All right, thank you. Any questions for the administration? Joe?
This area is noted for having a lot of sand in the subsoil.
Yeah.
And I know we're doing mirror, you said, right? And storm drains and things like that. Seems like there's a lot of catch basins that are sinking. Like in Provençal and things like that. And my thought is that we're not putting enough support or something around those joints and the sand washes out, and that's why you have these sinkholes. I know Fisher has a few of them too. And I just want to make sure that when we tackle these things, that we're aware of that situation.
Yes, as part of every year, as part of the program, we go in and inspect all the catch basins in the construction area and replace any that are in bad condition. A lot of these, you know, are 100 years old, they're brick, you know,
Yeah.
catch basins. They don't really do it like that. Now they're cast concrete, and much more stable.
Well, if you go down Bronxville, that's only a 20-year project from before. And there's a number of catch basins that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if those were replaced back then, but I just know that that's what we do. But we also do sidewalks. We look on each road, we go through and
Right.
identify any trip hazards and make sure that those get replaced during the course of the program.
We're also doing Chalfont and
Yes.
Maross, and it's just, when you have those catch basins and a lot of sand, it.
Yeah, we're looking at that, and so what we're doing too, as part of this, that they are doing a bore sample of the road, so we can see what the conditions are, what the base looks like underneath the road. But I think, you know, a lot of the failure that we see in the catch basin, as Matt alluded to, is because they were literally bricks that have over time failed, and so when they fail, you see it, and so what we do, we'll evaluate the condition of those catch basins. If we think it's gonna last, and another 20 years, we'll leave it. But if it's, a lot of them, we find we do have to rebuild. And when we rebuild it, we remove that layer of brick, and then we put in a precast concrete basin, so.
And we put compacted stone underneath it, you know, so it has.
Good point, yeah.
Thank you. Any other questions? John?
I just thank you to Matthew Baca and his team. I think it's a very good use of the money that we've set aside in terms of village dollars for an aggressive program. I'm especially pleased to see that you're finally doing Fisher Road from the Boulevard to Lakeshore. I look forward to hopefully we can expand on Fisher Road next year from the Boulevard to Kirchville. And I would like, and I know you have in the past, Mr. Mayor, to put continued pressure on the County of Wayne to repave Lakeshore Road from Fisher to Warner Place. It's absolutely outrageous. The potholes, divots, your tires can get stuck in it. It is not reasonably safe and convenient for public travel.
I hate to admit that, but that is actually a local road. So from Warner to Fisher, that section is not county.
I thought it was county.
However, it's a FAC road, so it's eligible for federal funding. And we have been applying for the federal funds for the repaving of that section of Lakeshore for the last 2 years. And we are on the list. We are optimistic that the funding will come through next year. We were hoping this year will be included when we did Fisher. And so that's definitely a high priority road for the city. We know is in probably one of the poorest conditions of our roads in the city. That's the Fisher.
Yeah, nonetheless, I did run into a representative of the county yesterday at church, and burnt his ear a little bit about the lack of funding coming our way on other projects. So anytime I find a moment, I will take it, even over a donut. All right, any other questions for the administration? All right, any questions from the public on this item?
Just a quick question.
Oh, nope, gotta come up to the microphone, sorry. Yep, name and address, please.
Thanks for helping the new guy out.
No
My
problem.
name is Jared Colburn. I'm at 203 Moran. Specifically, last year, I believe that Kirchville was repaved. There's a crosswalk, for example, at Moran and Kirchville used to have a painting. There's still the sign. I'm not sure if it's still considered a crosswalk where the painting is across the road. And I'm just wondering if that's any plans to return that or maybe add one of those yield to pedestrians or any type of sign like that. Thank you. I'll take my answer offline.
Okay,
Yeah, that was, I don't know if it was you I spoke to, but I did speak to somebody about that. We investigated it through Google Earth, and their instruction whenever they do these roads is put back what was there.
right,
And they did not put it back. So that's on their punch list to put it back this year.
okay, there you go. Thank you. Any other questions from the public? Seeing none, public comment is closed. What is the pleasure of council? Anybody? Motion, Jeff?
I move to approve the 2025 road rehabilitation program an amount not to exceed $2,988,243.11.
Support?
Sport.
All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 6, consent agenda. Would anybody like any of the items removed from the consent agenda for individual consideration? Okay, seeing none, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I will be.
Okay, Beth, support? Or Richie, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Item 7, reports. So we have in front of us the March 2025 Public Safety Report. And as those of you who attend these meetings regularly will know that I will say this again for probably the 20th month in a row. 8 of the 10 vehicle thefts were from unlocked vehicles. Please, citizens, lock your cars at night. We do live in a very, very safe community. People will take advantage of those, and it's a crime of opportunity when your car is unlocked. 8, other business, Mr. Resaw.
I'm just going to request that council would convene in closed session briefly after the regular meeting for discussion about real estate matter. Not be asked to take any action tonight on that matter.
That's where I have a couple of other business items. First, I want to remind our clerk that we need to have a communications committee meeting probably before June 1st, so that we can make sure that we have enough information that we can pass on to the public about the sewer project, what's going to be going on at that. It's important that we coordinate all of our communication vehicles, and so that everyone is aligned and there aren't any crashes and the public has full information about what is about to happen. The sewer separation project as we embark on its beginning. And then secondly, having visited the dog park a couple months ago to solicit my nominating petitions, I ran into a couple of different people at the park and said, hey, listen, can we do anything to get the park a little bit clean as far as the gazebo is concerned? And having been there, I will tell you, it does need some power washing.
Need some love.
We'll note that. I think we'll be turning that water on shortly. Everything was turned off for the winter months, but I'll make sure that's on.
But that's
Maintenance
in a very
department.
sorry state, so
Pardon?
that's in a sorry
Okay.
state. So
Yeah, we'll take a look at it. Thank you.
that's all I have, Mr. Mayor, thank you.
Anybody else? John?
Just a shout out to our great public safety department and Parks and Rec department for a great Easter egg hunt for the little ones this weekend.
I'm sick. I wasn't very happy I missed it.
It's great turnout, really well done, and a lot of smiles on our residents' faces. Well done to all.
Grass is slowly turning greener. Actually, Matt, can you give us just a quick update on Beth's point? Some of the dirt that's being moved at the corner of Ross and Chalfont. I noticed some work being done there already, so if you can give us a quick update on where we're starting.
Used as a staging area for the water main replacement, so it's not related to the sewer separation. But they just, because there's such limited space around town to do that type of thing, we figured let them take advantage of it for until well, they'll be done within a week or two, but before, since the sewer project hadn't started.
All right, so that being the case, and it's not going to be continued work until later on in the fall, right?
Correct. Well, we will be using that area partly as part of our sewer separation project.
Oh, no, I understand that. It's for the next few months it won't be.
Well,
Maybe.
most likely, because we will be continuing doing water main work on Tonic Wharf, and then we'll be, the supplies are dropped off, pipe and materials,
All right, well, that's the best point. Let's make sure we tell everybody what's going on.
And we will keep on top of the contractors to make sure they're very super out and don't abuse ours at the time to clean up the street and the sidewalk.
All right, anybody in the public have any topics for today? Andrew?
In their review, 6 Fisher, this may express for shame. I sent a letter about a Fisher sewer concerns. We heard back from HRC or contact HRC about that?
We have had discussion about the Fisher sewers, and I think I shared that was with council, that letter you submitted last month.
Yeah.
We did take some action. We did consult with HRC. concerns regarding basement flooding along Fisher during heavy rains, which obviously is a concern throughout the city. But there was an area with the Fisher that has been particularly problematic, as you're aware, as you are by that area. So some steps that we've taken is we looked at that line, we televised it, we cleaned it. We also put restricted catch basins in that whole area before and after that area that experienced great flooding. I mean, knock on wood, I think that was about a year ago we did that. And I've not heard of any issues since then. I know we had about a 2-inch rainfall a couple of weeks ago, and fortunately, so far so good.
Okay, I am concerned because water doesn't like to flow. Two is 3 underground, right within 20 feet of each other. And that's not good for water flowing. It's a bad design, it's a terrible design. So,
Original design, yeah.
all right, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else in the public? All right. Meeting adjourned. Oh, sorry, I need a motion to go into closed session, to discuss real estate matters. It's a roll call vote. Do I have a motion?
Support.
All right. Mr. Kazicki.
Councilman Wood.
Yes.
Pro Tem Conrad Wilberding,
Yes.
Councilman Ritchie,
Yes.
Mayor Theros.
Yes.
Councilman Donovan.
Yes.
Councilman Soroka, Councilman Biddy.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. We'll be in session. We'll not be coming back to take any action later tonight. Thank you, everybody, and happy Easter. Pastor.
Stay here or go to the?
Yes, good. Oh, good.